So, long story short, 4 years ago, myself and all the other teachers in District 214 were trained on app development. And since that time, we started a class here, and it's just exploded. We've seen like an 800% growth across the district in app development. And the kids just start with absolutely no experience in computer science, and from there, we try to get them to design apps every single day. As many days of the year as we possibly can, make as many apps as they can.
Right now I'm in an independent study with Mr. Brown, so what I do is I give him some things that I'm working on, and then once I finish those, I take that to him and show him what I've completed.
Well, John from day one, you could tell loved doing app development. You could just tell his brain got it, from day one. And not to say that other students can't get it, sometimes it just comes naturally at first, and other students have to work at it, and eventually I've seen the light bulb switch. But John from day one got it. He's always been that type of kid that wants to figure out the problem and figure out it better. There are times where you'd explain it, well, you could do it this way, and he'd have a different way of thinking about it. And that's a wonderful thing in app development, because you don't have to just take what somebody tells you. You can kind of figure out your way. It might be longer, it might be shorter, but it is your way of thinking it through.
So I was diagnosed with diabetes in January of 2015, and I searched on the App Store for good apps that I could use every day. And what I was really motivated by was that I found that there were no apps that just combined every function you need as a diabetic into one app. So my app is Dialogue, and it is for type 1 and type 2 diabetics. And the main function of it is it uses a database where you can search a restaurant and then a specific item on that restaurant's menu, and it will search the whole database, and it's going to return relevant items. So you can click on those, and it tells you how many carbs are in them, and you can tell the app how many you're going to have, and then it'll take your carb ratio, which is something the doctors will give you when you first get diagnosed. It will divide the total number of carbohydrates in your selected meal by that carb ratio. And what that does is it tells you how many units of insulin to take, which most diabetics take by injection. So I think that people, once they see what Dialogue does, they will realize that it really combines everything you need into one app for diabetics. Before I made this and now use it, I was constantly switching back between calculators and nutrition apps and sugar log apps, and now that's all in one with Dialogue.
I'm so proud of John and his development. I've always thought about John. He's that kid that you teach a concept to, and then you kind of get out of his way. He's going to take it and run with it, and he's going to make that idea and that concept better and better through his own hard work and determination. And he might come back here and there to ask a quick question, but the majority of the time he just wants and desires to be successful, and he's made himself very successful.
Been on the App Store for just about 30 days with no real advertising at all. I'm hoping that other diabetics will use it to help save them time.